Hello and welcome to, for the very first time, a review. Yes, a review. That funny little thing that I promised on the channel banner when I rebranded the channel way back in, let's see, August 2015. Oh dear, okay. I'm a bit late on that one, but for those who remember the days of the Whovian Zone, they'll know that I've done reviews before. So if you remember those days, then firstly, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. And second of all, you won't mind that I'm about to pull a very humorous but very obscure callback. So here we go into the review proper. Hello, and today I will be reviewing the latest Sainsburys exclusive Doctor Who vinyl from Big Finish. Collaboration between the two. Um, this one's limited to 1,500 copies, and the story was originally released, I think, 2016, 2015, one of the two. Sainsbury's has previously released two other Tom Baker stories, so this is very much in keeping with the trend that they've been building of doing Tom stories. Just looking at the cover art to begin with, this is a lovely piece of cover art done by Anthony Lamb. Um, of course, at the time, they were still using the sidebar, as was the tradition of Big Finish at the time, but Anthony seems to have gone back for them and updated the cover art to bring it more in line with what they do now. It looked really great on the original cover, but here I think it works so much better now it's been given space to breathe. So I do think removing the sidebars was a good idea, and it just looks so lovely. Moving on to the back, we have this lovely little blurb and cast list taken straight from the website. What they've done differently, and I noticed straight away, is rather than having everything in block capitals like with the old ones, they've actually put everything in a normal sort of sentencey way, which I think just looks so much better. The black on orange works really well. It's really eye catching and fits with the front as well. Up in the corner, they've also done a lovely little clean version of the cover up in the corner without any of the characters there, which I think looks really lovely. There's obviously a little bit of a blurb on Big Finish and their other creations, as well as ways to find them on social media. Obviously, for anyone who's less familiar with Big Finish, particularly more general vinyl collectors, because it's got to be remembered that you might not necessarily be a big Doctor Who fan and yet still be interested in this. Another thing that is noticeable about the back cover, and I noticed this straight away picking it up and looking at it, there's no limited edition number, which kind of stands out as a bit of a sore thumb because every other limited edition vinyl release up to now has had either a printed number or a written number on it for the edition number. Now, I believe in the fact that it's a limited edition. I'm not denying that in any way, but I just think that when you give out limited edition numbers like that and bring up the fact that it's special edition quite a bit, I think people kind of expect limited edition numbering, especially on a vinyl meant for collectors. So that's a bit of an odd omission. Looking very briefly at the side of the vinyl, they've also now changed it so that the Doctor Who title, Wave of Destruction, only has Doctor Who in block capitals and Wave of Destruction in a sort of normal way of doing it. I think it looks a lot nicer. Moving inside to the vinyl sleeve, as it were. We also have the production credits, which again have now been done in standard typesetting rather than being block capitals. Again, think it looks really lovely. The sort of burnt orange, you can't really tell it on camera, but when you see it in person, you can see it's It's not just one shade of orange, it's very well textured and it's got very different shades in there, even a little bit of red on mine. Moving around to the other side of the holder sleeve, there is a lovely advertisement for the Fourth Doctor Adventures box sets because this story is one of the Fourth Doctor Adventures that they've brought out. So it's a very nice tie-in. But I do have to say I'm a little bit disappointed by this because previous releases, this is where the production notes have been, and the production notes are a standard thing. Um, with the CD releases, there's always a little production notes booklet, and obviously the way that they've all said that over time with the vinyls has been to put it on this side, but the fact that there's no production notes on it feels a little bit more than disappointing. It feels like there's a little piece of it missing. Maybe it's just because I'm used to having the production notes on there, but I think when you're putting out one of these stories on a different medium, you should probably include what you would get in a standard CD release. Taking the vinyl out of the box, it has this lovely, lovely orange label on it, offset by the vinyl itself, which is in this amazing blue swirl and this sort of clear, light blue vinyl. I don't know a lot about how they do the paint work for vinyls, but this just looks amazing. It's a nice little twist on what they've done before with the vinyls, and it works really, really well to tie into the sea theme of the story, being like the waves of the sea, and a little bit like the sky as well. Absolutely remarkable. And back in it goes. Right, so I'm not going to talk about the story in any great detail. This is more review about the vinyl. If there's interest in me doing a story review at some point, I will happily do it, but I don't want to review the story here because I think there's some lovely little touches and perhaps a lovely little twist here and there in the story that I don't want to spoil for people because I imagine if you're considering picking up this vinyl, you might not necessarily be familiar with the story already. On that point, as a matter of fact, well, this vinyl is retailing for $15.99, so it's not a massive jump in price compared to the CD or download. I know there's some people that'll say, well, the CD comes with a free download copy, why doesn't this? And based on the promotions that Big Finish have done before with Doctor Who magazine and the like, it seems to be that they can't really individualize downloads when it comes to this sort of thing. The code that came with Doctor Who magazine and from other different places, it's always been one code for everyone across that promotion as opposed to an individual one. So I can see why they haven't done it here. Maybe that's not the reason they haven't done it. Maybe they've believed that it just wasn't worth including, or maybe Sainsbury's didn't want to do it. I don't know. But it's a really lovely vinyl release. It just looks so beautiful. The story, I would say, is one of many, many amazing stories that they brought out for Tom and Lala. I think it fits very well into the time it's meant to be from. It's meant to be from around, season 17. And the writing and the acting as well really hammers home that sort of feel. It feels like there's been two episodes added on to the season between Horns of Nimon or Shada. Further to that, only being 60 minutes, I know for some people it may be a bit of a, is it worth it? Is it not? So your mileage might vary regarding the price. I think 15.99 if you find it in Sainsbury's because there might still be stock out there. I know there's still stock of Zygon Hunt in some Sainsbury's even now. If you can find it in Sainsbury's for the retail price, definitely get it. Even if you're not a major Tom fan, there is a story here to be appreciated. If you're more of a vinyl collector, then it's a beautiful, beautiful piece to add to the collection. And if you're not a vinyl collector, it's still something I would say it's a different medium, and it might not be one that majorly appeals to you, but I'd say pick it up, give it a try, see if the vinyl releases are perhaps for you. Because I think some people are a bit on the fence about trying vinyl. Overall, I do think it's a lovely, lovely new way of experiencing this story. The packaging is beautiful, the vinyl is beautiful. On that level, it's an amazing thing for a vinyl collector, Doctor Who fan or otherwise. And if you're interested in seeing if vinyl is something you may be interested in as a Doctor Who fan, I'd say give it a whirl. The only little quibble to be had was the lack of the production notes and the edition number, but hopefully, if this is a concern that people have, it will get addressed at some point. So, thank you for listening to my Doctor Who review. This is my first review, so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit brash and a little bit sharp. I haven't had to do a review of anything in, as I say, 4 years from way back in the Whovian Zone days. As you can obviously see from the comparisons I've done in this video, I also have Energy of the Daleks and also have Cold Vengeance. If you'd like to see me do a review of them, please pop a comment below, tell me you'd like to see that, and I'll happily do it if I have the time spare. But yeah, overall, a really wonderful release from Big Finish in collaboration with Sainsburys and, of course, the Demon Music Group who helped them put together these wonderful, wonderful vinyls. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment down below if you've got any thoughts or if there's anything you'd like me to review in the future. Thanks, take care, and as Tom would say himself,
bye bye, Duggan!